Thank you, Patricia. Thank you. And goodbye. Bye, Patricia.
So growing up, I always loved shows with a bit of mystery and intrigue, so when I stumbled upon House of Anubis, it was right up my alley. I remember really liking it and thinking it was peak cinema, but unlike many of my other childhood favorites, for some reason this just hasn't been one that I've gone back to. And over the years, I've honestly felt like it's just become a fever dream. However, when making my list of video ideas, my brain dug up this ancient memory, and I felt this strong conviction to make a video about it. Honestly, I'm just excited to see if the show truly holds up after all these years, or if my underdeveloped brain just liked that most of the cast had British accents. So without further ado, let's dive in. House of Anubis is a mystery drama television series that aired on Nickelodeon from 2011 to 2013. It revolves around a group of students living in a British boarding school called Anubis House. The series follows their adventures as they uncover secrets, solve ancient puzzles, and deal with supernatural occurrences. So the show kicks off with the arrival of a new student, our protagonist Nina Martin, who is an American exchange student at Anubis House, and trust me, the show will never let you forget it.
American then?
Yeah, how'd you know?
That's kind of how we deal with doors in America.
Good to meet you. I'm new, American, obviously. Who cares?
You know, I gotta give it to the writers, at least they're self-aware. Now, off the bat, I can say that, the sound quality and cinematography isn't exactly as good as Child Me probably remembers, and the acting was, how do I put this? It sounded more natural to my 10-year-old ears than it does now.
I can't believe I'm actually going to boarding school. I'm so excited. I've never been away from home before. Hello? Joyous! Now where is she?
Yeah, you can definitely tell this is a Nickelodeon show. But anyways, upon her arrival, Nina meets Victor Roddenmar. I'll let Trudy take over on this one.
Victor Roddenmar?
He's the strict caretaker of Anubis House, who's honestly just shady. You know, always popping up out of nowhere and making suspicious phone calls.
Isn't the bell working?
Good. Her friends won't be a problem.
They died.
This show is so dramatic. Nina also meets her house mother, Trudy, who shows her to her new room, but things take a strange turn when one of the students, Joy Mercer, mysteriously disappears on the same day that Nina arrives.
Is it done? Good. Her friends won't be a problem.
As a result, many of the other students, specifically Patricia, who's Joy's best friend, are suspicious of Nina because they find these two events strangely convenient.
That's suspicious. That's weird.
With Joy gone, Nina also becomes Patricia's new roommate, and she does not take this well.
Where are Joy's things? What's going on?
You know, I remember not really liking Patricia when I was younger, but now that I'm watching this show with more mature eyes, if you will, I kind of feel for her. I mean, if my best friend mysteriously disappeared without a word, I'd be asking these questions too.
I don't know who you are or where you've come from, but you are not my roommate. Joy is. Now where is she?
You know what? I may have to retract my last statement because honestly, Patricia's doing a little bit too much. And I always wondered, especially when I was younger, I always wondered why she didn't bring this up to Victor. I mean, he's the one that's always sneaking around doing the most. So honestly, it would have made more sense if she had accused him of Joy's whereabouts rather than Nina. But you know, obviously in these types of shows, we have to have the mean girl bit. So here we have Patricia. Although Patricia very clearly isn't the biggest Nina fan, the rest of the housemates are a little less abrasive, in particular Fabian, who becomes Nina's first friend in Anubis House, and he's essentially the one that helps her solve most of the mysteries as the show continues. As for the other housemates, they're not as involved with the whole mystery aspect of the show, especially not during this first episode. Honestly, most of them kind of just have their own storylines going on where they're not even involved directly with the overarching plot. But given that they do take on more important roles as the show progresses, they are worthy of some sort of introduction. So first we have Amber. She's like the typical like rich girl, fashion forward, very bubbly and honestly very sweet. Then we have Jerome. He's like the prankster. He's one of the comedic relief friends in the show. And then we have Mara. She's like the academic and responsible one of the group. Then we have Alfie. He's honestly, every time Alfie's on screen, he's just genuinely having the best time. I swear the actor that plays him didn't even have to clock in, like he was just being himself the whole time. And then lastly, we have Mick, I think is his name. Honestly, I almost forgot to mention him because he doesn't really do much throughout the show from what I remember. He's just like the popular athlete type who dates a lot of the girls in the show. So when it comes to his storylines, oftentimes they're not very interesting because they're not really tied to the overarching mystery going on. Nina then meets this random old lady outside on the street who gives her a necklace and tells her that there is some sort of treasure hidden under Anubis' house. Honestly, Nina reacts incredibly calm for someone who's just been told that she's in danger.
I know a lot of things, but I don't know about that. I'm not sure why.
Also, is it some rite of passage for these teen mystery dramas to have these random old ladies pop up out of nowhere sending cryptic messages to the main character? I swear, it's been in every one of these types of shows that I've watched thus far. I also love how they simultaneously say everything and nothing at the same time. Like, girl, if my life is in danger, please be blunt and honest about what I need to look out for. Patricia is still asking questions about Joy's disappearance, but no one else seems to care and either brushes her questions off or just tells her not to worry about it. At this point, I'm fully convinced that Patricia was Joy's only real friend because the rest of them fully could not care less about her whereabouts.
You've gone just like that.
Patricia, you disappeared more than enough times.
Say Patricia. Yeah, I know.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
The next day, Patricia is still suspicious about Nina, so she and the rest of her goons concoct a prank on Nina by telling her she has to participate in what is essentially a hazing ceremony by sending her into the attic, which honestly is very tame for a hazing ceremony, but in the grand scheme of this show, it's a really big deal because the attic is really spooky and it's completely off limits like a few other areas of the house.
What's up there?
Going up into the attic or down into the cellar is strictly forbidden. Is that understood?
Crystal clear?
Because like I said, Victor is always up to no good and he's the only one that has the keys to the attic, so in order for them to get Nina into it, they have to steal the keys from Victor. So of course the kids do exactly that and then send Nina into the dark, cobweb-infested attic. Patricia then locks her in there and the other housemates finally break free of their hive mentality and actually call her out on her unhinged behavior because now she's simply just doing too much.
It's getting weird.
Unfortunately, before they get a chance to let Nina out, their squabbling alerts you-know-who.
Get to bed now.
Before I put you all on detention.
I love how instead of screaming in order for Victor to let her out, Nina just accepts that she's going to be stuck in the attic all night because apparently that's better than Victor finding out. However, as I said, Victor is always doing something shady, so of course the episode ends with him sneaking off into the attic in the middle of the night, leaving us on a cliffhanger on what the show has in store for Nina. After revisiting this first episode, I can honestly say that it was a bit less well made than what I remembered. I mean, the mysterious elements that I remember having me on the edge of my seat now just seemed a little bit more predictable. The pacing was a lot slower than I remembered, and the acting was a little stiff.
I've never been away from home before.
But, I mean, I can see why 10-year-old me loved it so much, because even though it was very different from what I remembered, it still holds a sense of charm and intrigue that I think most kids would enjoy. So in conclusion, will I be finishing the rest of the series? No. But it was a fun ride down memory lane. Hi guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for future content. As always, thanks for being on this ride with me, and I will see you when I see ya. Bye guys.